everybody, welcome back for another video. I have a little something that I have not seen since I was a kid. This is a little 8 set of Prang watercolors. The reason for filming this video is, I've purchased over my time here on YouTube and Patreon lots of different types of watercolors. And the latest ones that I've been using are these, the Zen Arts. And they have 4 palettes that are their professional palettes. I had a funny comment that someone said all I was a collector and I wasn't using my paints. And I only share a little bit of what I do. This is the first palette. I even used that this morning. Actually, I used all of these this morning. I was thinking of getting since there's 48, I was thinking of getting a larger tin to put them all in, so I have them all in one place. But as you can see, I've got divots in some of the colors. You can see I've been mixing because this green isn't quite that, and these are not quite that, as you can see. This one I haven't used that much, which I find funny because it's the one that they claim is the one you can mix all colors from, but I've used it a little bit. Like I've used the lemon yellow and a couple of the blues, and I've used actually the white, which normally I don't use white, but I've used the Chinese white. This one I've used quite a bit. I've mixed some pretty greens, which you can see I've got remnants of. I've used this Indian yellow a lot, and the cobalt violet hue, and Aurelian green, the permanent green, and I've taken these 2 greens and mixed them with sepia, and I've taken this green and I've mixed it with a mixture of the Indian yellow and the yellow ochre to get like a really nice, like chartreusey sort of a color of green. And the other palette, the Moderno, I've used too. It's got some real pretty colors in it. And I've used it to mix different types of green. Like I've taken the 2 greens that are in here, the emerald green, and mixed it with this brown oxide, and then the same thing with this what is this, phthalo green, and I've mixed it with the brown oxide. But then I've also taken the phthalo green and mixed it with the Hansa yellow light, and then I also have done a little bit of mixing it with the new Gamboge. So like you can see there's huge divots in these paints. I use my paints. It's just I don't share everything on YouTube because number one, I'm not a professional artist. Like what I had finished today, this is what I had finished today. My mother had taken a photo. I'll include it here. As you can see, it was a really pretty photo of some sunflowers on the kitchen table. And I didn't want to deal with drawing the background, so I just put in a pretty purple and that to act as the table with some shadow. I'm not a professional artist. I'm learning. I don't have some of the best tools. I use a variety of brushes. I use a variety of paints. I do have some Daniel Smith, not a lot. I do have the St. Petersburg, and the, what's that other palette? I've got the Mungyo palette, but I actually like the texture of these Zen Arts better. They're made by, I think, and so does Lindsay the Frugal Crafter, we think they're made by Phoenix, which is a Korean company, because you can see there's a PH on the bottom of the pan, and the Phoenix paints have that. It's the same company that makes the Winsor & Newton Cotman paints, so they're a high quality paint. they're not exactly like the two, like they have their own formulation of what pigments and dyes and fillers that they're using, but they're actually like they're still kind of soft to the touch. They re-wet so easy, and I like them, and so I've been using them. Like I used them here, and I used them on this, and I used them on this, and I used them on this. I used them on these tester mugs. I used the Phoenix, or not Phoenix, the Zen Arts on this. I used the Zen Arts on this. I used the Zen Arts on this. What else? I used them on this. This. This was some swatches of them. This was one of their student grade sets I used on this. So I use the paints that I have. It's just I don't share everything. So, and I think I've done some things in here. Like these are with the Zen Arts. So are these. Those two. Those are the Zen Arts. And even in here, these are the Zen Art paints with the Zen Art travel brushes that I have. And these are Zen Arts as well. So like I use my paints. It's not that I don't use my paints. It's just you don't see everything that I do with my paints. So I wanted to show people that you don't have to have expensive paints. I mean, those, if you buy these normal price, I got them on sale with like a $10 off coupon for each. If you normally buy these, they're probably like $26, $28, but I had like $10 off coupons on them. And then a couple I bought with gift cards that I still had on my Amazon account. So, I always wait until I have like a gift card or some sale item or, something like that. But this is a set of Prang watercolors. And if you look, they come with a brush. Now, compared to the Crayola brush, it's a nice brush. Compared to like my Princeton and others, it's okay. But these are just like the Crayola. Actually, they're a little bit better than the Crayola. You'll see it's a little brush that says Prang. And there's 8 colors. Red, orange, you can see the brush has left. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, brown, and black. And well, here, okay, I will use their brush. Just to kind of show you what their brush is like. So we're gonna get some red. And this I got on Amazon for $2.99. And I just have a jar of water here. Now this is a insert that I made myself where this side is the watercolor paper. So here's the red. Really pretty color. Let's see. See, it's like the Crayola, but it doesn't dry chalky like if you were to get that big palette from Michaels that everyone got back in 2014, 2015, 2016. These are much creamier. Here, let me use my brush. This brush holds actually quite a bit of water. I'm going to use just a Princeton brush. This is a very well loved Princeton brush. So here's the orange. My brush might be a little dirty. I did use it and I had some brown in it. There. got the orange. Next color is yellow. There's yellow. Yeah, this brush is dirty. Maybe I should go back to that brush. So here we are. Yeah. There we go. Yellow. Here's green. And there's actually quite a bit of pigment. Like, look at that. That's a really pretty green. It's kind of like a phthalo-ish sort of a green, but not quite, but kind of. Here's the blue. The blues in these tend to be more like a cerulean-ish type of blue. Sorry, I got way too much. All those paint sets out. So here's the blue. Kind of, you know, blue. Here's the purple. Very vibrant purple. Make sure that you can see that. See how pretty that is? And then the last two colors are brown, which is kind of like a nice earth color. It kind of looks like a sepia when it's thinned down a bit. And the last one is black. Let's see what this like. Ooh, it really colors the. It's interesting. And this is what happens with blacks. They're not truly black. They've got undertones of something. And when you saw that first go down, it looked kind of a gray-green. But now that we've layered it a little, it looks blacker. But I don't really use black. Well, I have a lamp black that I sometimes use when I'm doing like a wrought iron fence, or I did use lamp black here for this little lamp, you know, like a sconce that's on the outside of the house. But I don't use black that often. But I just wanted to show you that, you know, these paints are very pigmented. And, you know, you can use them when you're learning. They flow a lot better than most paints. I do have the Mungyo set, and that's like the same brand that produces the, or did produce the Jane Davenport when they were with American Crafts. And they also are the company that produced the, what's that brand called? Prima. They've kind of gone over a name change. But they're the company that makes that brand. Let's do a little purple. See how dark that can get. And then when we add a little bit of water, I'm just kind of, I have no idea what I'm doing. This will be the center. of a tulip. I don't know, just plain. Let's get some green out here. Ooh. And you can actually probably do a nice blend of green. Let's take some green. And brown. Ooh, it needs a lot more green. I don't want to use a good brush. This is the brush that I use to scrape paint. And what I'm going to do is try to make a nice deep green by taking the green and adding this brown to it. Take a little bit of that. And it'll give you a nice, pretty green for like leaves, variation of color. There we go. Let's do a couple of leaves on this. See, that's a pretty color. And all I did was take that green that was in this and add a little bit of brown to it. So, since this is on YouTube, my patrons see much more of what I do. Ooh, that's a little thick. With art. And this is just me just playing right here. They've gotten some tutorials, some videos where all I do is, how you say, there's like me just painting and music in the background, you know, me giving firsthand impressions of, I'm just playing to see what the paint will do. Anyways, I was doing this video because I'd gotten some comments that were, I think, a little on the rude side, that saying that all I was a collector and I don't use my paints. I use my paints. So I'm not sure this clap back or whatever, is that what the kids call it, was needed, but I just wanted to show people that I do use my paints and I do art. Like here's some, these are all Zen Arts little swatches. This is a little passport swatch book. See some swatches, some florals, some more florals, swatches and florals, just to kind of, you know, play with the paints and have fun. You know, I'm not claiming that I'm, you know, creating a masterpiece. I'm having fun. And, you know, if this is me having fun, or this trying the same idea with different tipped brushes, you know, or this, you know, it is what it is. I've never claimed I was a brilliant artist. I'm just having fun, and I think everybody should do that. So there you go, just a video on how I was feeling this morning and what I was doing. So yeah, you can get a little $3 set, you can get a little $20+ set, or you can get even more expensive paints. It doesn't really matter, just have fun with them. That's all you need. Okay, I'm out. Bye.